Hey, it's Uncle Joe at Uncle Joe Hikes. I'm here at Panther Creek Trailhead. As you can see, it's already packed. It's one of the more ubiquitous hikes in North Georgia. It goes back to, of course, Panther Creek Falls. I haven't been here since a storm a few years ago. Washed some stuff out, washed a bridge out. So it's really high time I got back here. There's our kiosk. Here's our trail. Just a few hundred yards in, you have to go under the highway. Make our way through the vegetation. Start leaving the civilization behind here. So lots of exposed route on this trail, no doubt a result of all the traffic. Going up under some pine and hemlock here, so the trail just looks really nice. It's not a very long trail, 3.5 miles maybe, 3.6 or so one way. Though you can go further out to the dam, which will probably a little more than double that, or right at double that. I've come in from that way, and it's a great hike, especially if you don't want to necessarily run into any people. That's a good place to start out at Yonah Dam. Well, crossing a power line here. See the creek below. Power line above. I'd forgotten about this cut through. You see a cable there that's buried, exposed temporarily. We've got a date with destiny with that creek, because the bridge washed out that used to cross it, I think. So it's been a few years ago, but I think there's been some trees put across now and other ways to get across. So we'll find out if we get wet or not. Well, the trail goes across. This is like a little open camping area. But we found a laurel with some blooms. These are some little pink ones. We covered up with them. It's the 1st of June, so probably on the late side, but good to see them. Hopefully we see some more. Well, got a muddy mess. Been long enough that I don't remember a lot of this. As far as that graffiti goes, I'm kind of glad I don't. Always somebody gotta mess it up. I seem to recall that these two come back together, so I think you have an alternate here. We're going up here. I recall that got a little washed out on that side, maybe. I don't remember. It's been a little while. I seem to recall when I took that other section before, it was pretty steep on the side slope, and that I saw some trash way down in the bottom. Just like a bottle or something, and I remember thinking nobody's gonna go down in there and get that. That might be why they want to encourage people to come up here. I don't know. If you drop something up here, it's right here. If you drop it down there, it's way down a side slope, so I don't know. Anyway, we may take that route coming back. We'll see. Right now we're trying to navigate these routes. As you can see, starting to get real warm. The trail's getting a little washed out. I think we're getting ready to join the rest of the trail here. But yeah, getting a little washed out. Make our way. I think the other trail comes in, and I think I remember there being a climb up to here. We'll find out shortly, but I think this is where it comes in. Or it used to come in. We'll find out. There may be another place up here. You can see there. Alright, we're dropping down into this flat. It's a big camping area. Get a really close-up look of the creek. I remember going out into the water for some reason, or getting close to it when I came here before. Trying to remember all the times I've been here. I think this is my third from this side, but I could be wrong. It may be my second. But you start remembering things when you come up on a spot like this. As you can see, this is our crossing. I don't think this goes anywhere. I don't remember this crossing though. But I saw people going back on the trail, so here we go. Should have filmed that crossing, but I didn't want to do that one twice. You have to take my word for it. You can see my shoes are wet, so if you have any doubt. So I took my pant legs off to cross the creek back there. I don't usually hike in shorts, but there's so much traffic on this trail today that I'm not terribly worried about picking up a tick as long as I stay on trail. So I might put them back on. At some point I will. But right now, there's no real good places to stop. So just gonna keep going. This side of the creek is largely flat for a long way. A little bit encroached, but not really so much with weeds, just as, you know, vegetation, bushes. It's kind of cool over here actually, which is nice. And we're down here close to the creek bed too, at creek level more or less. We will get to some more rock and some steep side slope here in a little bit. Looks like they had some cutting done. I read a post on All Trails from earlier in the week that some trail crews were out here, so probably some other handiwork. Well, it's good to see not all the bridges are out. The main creek's over there. This is just a tributary, as the Brits would say. A what? Tributary. We're still over here in that flat. Got some kids back behind. Managed to find some sassafras, pulled a couple of pieces, and let them smell of it. They got a kick out of that. I get a kick out of giving it to them. Left them the, kept one piece for myself, left some for them. It's kind of fun. Yeah, saw a few more flowers, some spiderwort, fire pinks. Saw some fire pinks. But mostly, not a lot going on. Most of the laurels have dropped their petals already. So, it is what it is. So this area is kind of a mess. Need to get over there somehow. People have kind of branched out and done several different things. I think this might be the log that I'd heard about. Yeah. So it's not a very deep creek, so it's not like it's a big deal, but I don't know. See if we can get across this maybe. So I didn't do the log, I just came across here because it's fairly flat and shallow. No real reason to go up that log, which might have been a little slippery. The old bridge here. This might have been what went across and it just got pushed over. Wouldn't doubt that at all. Anyway, onward. Lots of fern in here. And some remnants of some May apples. I've done long missed their blooms, I'm sure. And they're getting ready to die out. We got some more flowers here. The backdrop of the creek below. Well, I think our flat hiking is about to come to an end shortly as we start getting into some of the rocky areas. We're actually up on top of a rock face here, overlooking the water below. Beautiful. I remember the rock now. This is a nice little spot. I remember that big rock. Well, you could imagine something living in there, but we got to get up that rock and get on. I don't know. What do you think, Jim? That might be the elves that make the brownies. What do you think? This came up from there. Looks like an old road bed here. Maybe an old logging road bed. Relatively flat walk on this side slope. This is one of the few places where you have enough of a turn you can see across to where you're going to go. We keep moving here. Well, we're a good couple of 100 feet up above the creek now, so we've made our way back into the woods and done some turns in the draws coming in and out. So this is one of the longest 3.5 mile hikes you'll do. And what I mean by that is you go through such varied terrain in many ways. Scramble some rocks, go through some roots, go out on a long flat, down in the creek bottom, get up here on the side slope. You got a nice wide trail here where we are now. You know, not very rugged right here, beat out really smooth. And it changes so much that it gives you this idea that you've gone, 10 miles. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but that you've gone a lot farther than you really have. But yeah, it's interesting. You get a trail that has that much personality, and you really can't make fast time. I mean, runners I guess can, but it's not like you can maintain 3 miles an hour because you're constantly dinking and dunking over stuff. You can on these long stretches like this where it's opened up a little bit, obviously, but you get to a scramble or a bunch of roots and rocks to go over, and then it cuts your time down. So anyway, the trail's got a lot of personality is what I'm saying. Well, I can hear music ahead. Somebody else's favorite music. Now they're coming up the trail. I thought maybe that meant I was getting close. Beautiful section of the creek here going along. Getting into some rhododendron now. Over here on our side slope. We start getting into some rough and rooty, fresh and fruity trail. As you can see, probably should have went up there. Probably should put the camera away. So I just saw a bunch of people scramble down from there, and I was wondering why they didn't go straight. And that fellow back there said that's the actual trail, which is what I assumed and / remembered. I thought maybe it was washed out somewhere over here. He's like, no, he said they just coming back, I guess they took the upper route instead and didn't really notice what they were doing. So anyway, we're going to take the low route. So there are your choices. You can go through there and up. are down there. Alright, I think we got another creek crossing here. I do not even remember this crossing, but it's here. Ain't denying that. Pretty creek though. We make our way. Rocks aren't too slippery right here, which is nice. Plenty of places to put your feet on this one. Well, we made it to the cables. Kind of a little fence, if you will. Comes in handy though. As you traverse these rocks here, you can see you just have little perches cut away for you to put your feet in. We get under this rock ledge. There's a series of dips and dinks, but I believe that last big rock over there marks the top of the falls. You get a better look. You can kind of see it through the trees jutting out. I believe you can get out on top of that, and then you can go down around to the bottom and get a good view. Alright, getting close. Got some more cables here. We'll make our way around this kind of a rock house overhang. Small, but it's what it is. The main falls goes down over that. See, starting to make its long descent. So we just came down that. We probably could have come around the side there, but really wasn't sure. So these rocks here might be new. What I mean by new is since I was here last, because I don't remember these steps. So if so, it's a welcome change. Now they just need to block off the that quick uphill back there so people can go around it and not risk a twisted ankle or something. A little bit of mud. Down there, of course, is where we're headed. And now over there is the falls. The guy's got his selfie stick down there to swim with. So all of this coming off this side slope is much improved. It looks like they've shelved in some steps, some rock. They buttressed it a little bit better than what it used to be. Yeah, since I was here several years ago, this is definitely an improvement from what it used to be. So hats off to whoever did all that work. Heading back, heading back. Hey, so when you come back that way, you're tempted to go on up this way. I came down that way and I saw people coming up that way. But all you got to do, as I noted earlier, is come right around here. So coming down around that rock, from around that rock, the trail going that way, you can see a trail marker on that tree. But that way is so much flatter and just goes right around. And it's armored like that's the way they intended you to go, so it's a little confusing. You have to come down all of these routes here. So why continue on if the trail goes around? So much nicer to go out there by the creek anyway. So, as Woody Keene would say, take the trail by your features. There's an old trail going that way. I believe somewhere coming into this trail is an old trail. It goes up to like a scout camp or something that used to be up there. I don't know if that's what that was or not. Anyway, onward. Back at our washout, if you will. You can see the cable fence went here and across, but all of this has since been washed out. It was like this pretty much when I was here before. We got to scramble down this rock, hold on to this rope here. It's a good vantage point for the creek though. You can see here this vegetation got peeled off the side of this rock. That's relatively recent. Maybe a tree on the other side of that, I can't tell. Maybe pulled it. We still got to get the rest of the way across these cables. We got little steps coming up here. We're back to that part where those people went up and had to scramble down. And it's real easy. I just took 3 steps that way. But you're better off just coming down here into the wash and making your way. Because otherwise you have to come down a pretty bad side slope over there. Back at a little view there. The water drops a good bit right there as we make our way off this little rock here. Alright, we've made it to the flat. Pretty much going to be like this, I think, till we get to the creek crossing. Yeah, we got some spiderwort we've been seeing on the trail. Saw some of it coming in. I think right up here some fire pink, if I remember. I don't know if I filmed it or just took a picture, but there you go. There's some more fire pinks. They're not pink. I know, Tommy. I know. Gonna have to let it go. Because they don't turn pink. They're red. Alright, we're back here at the crossing. You can see some remnants where the bridge was. So that's why I don't remember crossing this in the water. So it's been a little while since I've been here, and it's been at least 2 or 3 years since this came apart, so or got washed out. Yeah, I wasn't smart enough to do that earlier. And that explains why people were coming through the woods there from that side. A lot drier, that's for sure. What are you gonna do? Well, here's our wash. We want to stay to our right. All right, back where that V gets closed. You don't really want to go that way, but it's got a steep side slope to get back to the trail. It may have been the trail at one point, but I think it got washed out or something. Anyway, that's been that way a long time. I remember it from before. Well, we're back to our little rock. There we go. The miniature rock house. Smells like pee under there. Whew. Maybe cats or dogs. Hopefully not people. Here's another one. This is the main one, I guess. Does not smell like pee under here, so that's a good sign. Alright, we came through our power line crossing. Now we're making our way over to the bridge. Go under that, and won't be long we'll be at Old Gobi. And here's the highway See the cars passing. Hope they remember to slow down when they get to Tallulah Falls, because they'll take a picture of you and send you a bill if you go speeding through there. Ask me how I know. Alrighty, back at the road. And just see the top of Old Gobi. Hopefully nobody broke in and got my Foreigner 8-track tape. Every time I listen to it, it feels like the first time. Panther Creek done. First time since the bridge washed out, which was actually several years ago. But yeah, 7 something. I'll put the particulars below. But it's a trail with a lot of different personality, so it wears you out a little bit. A lot of root and rock and up and down. But you get a lot of relief on the backside with that long flat. So anyway, we're gonna get out of here. Find something to eat.